Hey YouTube, Levi here with Eastridge Outdoors. I have something new here, a new knife. And unless you're familiar with, unless you whittle a lot or do a lot of woodworking, you probably don't recognize this company or this box at all. I know I didn't know anything about them. But first thing I want to do, I want to apologize for the sound of my last video. I got this new wireless mic I'm trying out, and I'm kind of learning it, so the last video sound sucked so bad, and I'm sorry about that. But hopefully this one sounds better. We'll see. And also I'm trying to build my channel, so if you do like this video, like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. They always say ring that bell. Just click that shit so I can, you get your notifications. But I'm trying to grow my channel. I really enjoy doing this, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback. So if you like this shit, subscribe to my channel. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. I hope I said that early enough that people are still watching that don't like this. I've been forgetting to say the like and subscribe stuff until the end, and so by then you really have to like this video to be there to hear it. So I'm saying it early. Now to the knife. I'm going to do this in a weird order because I am freezing. It is cold out here. My creek got backed up, so I was pulling leaves and branches and all the debris and stuff out, and so I got wet, and I'm freezing, and so I'm going to build a fire. I'll talk a little bit about the knife. I'm going to show the knife, and then I'm going to build a fire, and then we'll get back to the knife. Okay, so this is a bushcraft knife, as it says, from Beaver Craft. Beaver Craft does a lot of woodworking tools, special carving knives, stuff like that, for whittling and wood carving, blah, blah, blah. They are based in the Ukraine, just like BPS knives. When I saw it, obviously, I thought, wow, is this BPS knives as well? But no, it's a different company, both in Ukraine. But the sheaths are very similar. Here is the BPS bush lore, just so you can kind of get a picture. They both have the dangler. The BPS knife, the sheaths are thicker, as you can see there. They feel more robust, but this is great. I'm not saying anything bad about this. This is a very good quality sheath. This is just really, really thick. They're both in the same price point. I believe there was a coupon on this thing. I got it for like 28 bucks, 26 bucks, something like that. This was around 31. And so right off the bat, I noticed, the Ukraine thing, the sheaths are similar. Let's take a look at the knives. Oh, one thing quick about the sheath. You can see the thicker leather pretty easily there, particularly with the dangler and stuff. But one thing I really like about this Beavercraft sheath, check this dangler out. It's got this thing, so you don't have to take your freaking belt off. Love that. Love that. I hope BPS is watching. I'm sure they're not, but if they are, guys, do this. This is awesome. This is hard to do with gloves on and two knives in my hand, but yeah, I was like super impressed with that. That's a cool little feature. Okay, back to the knives. This is the bush lore that BPS has. I've darkened the wood a little bit, but it looked similar to this. They're both walnut. They're both, you can see I've busted out of my glove here. They're both lightly oiled. I think linseed oil or whatever is what they use. These screws are the same. These have been sanded down just a tad because when I torched this thing, darkened this and all this. I sanded on the screws, flattened them out just a tad. But it was the same screws, same wood. The blades look very similar as far as the manufacturing. I am pretty certain these are coming out of the same factory. They both use 1066 high carbon steel. And so, yeah, I figured when I saw this thing on Amazon, that's where I got it, I thought, man, that looks so much like a freaking BPS knife. And when I saw it from the Ukraine, I ordered it immediately. They only have, put this back up. They only have 3 bushcraft knives, and this was the only one available. This is the BS2. BS, is that right? BHS? I think it's the BS2. I swear that doesn't seem right. If it's not, then it's something too. I could tell you that. If that's not right, then I'll correct it and put it down below in the video, or it's gonna pop up. You'll see that shit. You've probably already seen it by now. If I was gonna do it, or if I did it, whatever. Anyway, this thing, the blade profile is nearly identical to the Mora Garberg. It is full tang, like BPS does, and the handle is weird. It's a weird shape, and I thought, man, I'm gonna probably put my special touch on it, make it my own. But then I put it in my hand, and guys, this is now the most comfortable out of the box knife I have ever felt. I don't know what it is about this shape. It is so comfortable. It's insane. I mean, I was shocked. I'm not touching this handle. This is super comfortable. I might smooth it down a little bit, sand it just to get the, finish it up. But their finishing is, at least from this particular example that I have, is better than BPS. But they do very similar things. The same wood. They leave it about the same finish as far as the outside. But everything is flush and spot on as far as everything else goes. And if you notice, this is weird. It's a full tang knife, so this odd handle, the whole tang has that shape. And if you look closely here, get this thing to focus, check that out. The blade doesn't fill out the full thing, even on the back. Look at that. That's a trip, isn't it? But at the same time, I have no doubt that this is going to be a strong knife, and so I'm going to do a little bit of wood processing because I'm freezing, and then we'll do some other stuff at the end, do some size comparisons, stuff like that. Well, screw it. I'll just get right back to this. I've waited this long without a fire. We'll do that at the end. I'm not going to do anything real weird. I'm going to try to go in order like I normally do. Okay, so this is the Beavercraft out of Ukraine with a leather sheath, which I'm throwing on the ground. Okay, and then you see this is the bush lure from BPS, the B1. I think technically, the B1CS, but this is the B1. This is a 4-inch, 4.1 inch blade, something like that. I think that's right around what that's at too, 4.14, something like that. I will flash the stats up for you guys, the specs on this knife, because I was in a hurry and didn't memorize everything. I do remember that it was, there's 3 of them, like I was saying earlier, and then I got sidetracked. But this is the 2. There's a 1 that has a very similar shape with a different handle, and then the 3 has a bigger blade The other two, I think, both have bigger blades than this one, slightly. But the 3 is straight with a big belly, and it's actually had been blued, and they're all 1066 carbon, high carbon steel. But that one in particular, they had rock weld to, I believe it's at 63. Which this one and the other one are between 57 and 59, a little, much softer. So they're not gonna, the other one's it's gonna hold an edge forever, but it'll be brittle compared to this. But anyway, I want to see what I can do about getting some of the other two, particularly that third one. That one definitely interests me. But this is the HK5 from BPS. It's the biggest one I have from BPS. It's a 5.5 inch blade, and you see the blade profile. Let me bring these in. That is it came with a leather sheath as well, black one, but I made that sheath for it. But check this out, that blade, those are identical. It's just one's bigger. Everything about it is identical. Okay, so there's that. This is the only Mora knife I have. I wish I had the Garberg really bad now. It's the first time I've ever wished I had that knife. I'm not a giant Mora fanboy. I do like Mora. I mean, they make a great knife, but their fans are intense. And I think there's better for the price, personally. Now, when you get into the low budget ones, like the lower ones, like this one, this is the 511 basic. You can get this thing for $10 most of the time. And as you can see, identical blade, just a smaller version. It's like, grandpa, dad, and son. But 3 different companies. Isn't that a trip? So, this is the only Mora I have. And the thing I have, I'm not going to say against the Mora, but the Garberg, is their only full-tang knife. And all I'm thinking about is it's cold, and I want to get this fire going. So first thing, we'll check out this the spine. Is gorgeous. 90-degree angle. Focus for me there. And it's got, it's got a nice, sweet, sharp edge. But let's stand up for this. Sorry. See that? Wow, huh? Amazing. Amazing for a ferro rod. Look at that. That's like 4 feet away. Let's see if I can do it from back here. Wow. I mean, it's like 4th of July. Anyway, there's me being an idiot and having fun. Alright, so this is a bad idea. Well, let's try this gigantic thing while we're doing shit that's way too big. If I can get it to stand up anyway. Alright. You can see it's going right through this. Man, that's a long piece of wood, isn't it? Lordy. Where the hell did I have about standing up was on the other side. There we go. I don't know what my problem was there. Man, I should have got some smaller wood to do this with, huh? Gosh almighty. Golly. See what happened? I didn't pay attention again because I just want to get a freaking fire. Let me come closer. This piece of wood, you see the twist right here from a knot? Causing the blade to bend at an odd angle, which is why it was hard to get in and even harder to get out. That's why you want to be careful what you do, baton. Make sure you're not getting twisted wood. You don't want knots. That's how you break your knife. Gosh. Finally. Man, that bad boy was in there. Oh, shoot. That flew right out of my hands, didn't it? Lord have mercy. You know, I'll cheat a little bit. Okay, that's all I'm doing for now for this video. I might even cut some of that out because that shit took forever. But hopefully my phone's not even, is it dead? Let's see. We're still going. All right. We are going to try, man, that's a long piece of wood. Feather sticking, which I am terrible at, so y'all know. I'm actually going to split this one more time before I do it. Might have a smaller piece. Okay, now that I've got some smaller pieces, let's see how this thing does. What's going on here? Okay. Does really well. I don't do really well, but I can't fault the knife for that because I suck at this. It's not something I practice very often. I only do it for these videos. In real life, I never use feather sticks. I only use, you know, fat wood and tinder and whatnot. Okay, there's my ugly feather stick. There you can see it. This poor job, but the knife is great at it. Well, as far as Scandi is not the greatest at feather sticking. It's better at carving. Let's see, it's dirty, but let's get the focus here. Check out that blade. All right, light. You know, bear with me. I'm gonna move this light some so there's not so much. That backfired, didn't it? Okay. Let's see if we can get to. How close can I get to it? As you see, not a chip at all, no issues, nothing was bent. Come on, focus, bitch. Tip's still on it. So yeah, it took a freaking beating right there, and some twisted knotty wood, some shit that's way harder than it should have been taken on. And not a bit of damage. And you see I was beating on that too. That's just some wood on it. But yeah, it held up very well for that. Alright, now let me get some firewood here. Here's my lovely firewood. Do it on this. Oh, it's amazing. It does an amazing job scrubbing fat wood. Or scrubbing it, shaving it. I believe that's the quickest I've ever gathered enough fat wood. Or shit. Enough, I don't know what you call this. It's not really shavings, it's just pulp. It's almost like a pulp. Alright, everything is sticking to these gloves here. And then I'll do a couple of shavings just to throw it on there. It makes it burn a little longer. Boy, I made that harder. I'm making everything difficult tonight. I don't know what my deal is. But anyway, sorry guys. Now, what have I done with my ferro rod? Okay, what did I do with the ferro rod? Huh. I remember playing with it, that's for sure. Oh, there it is. That box again. That'll get burned tonight. Okay. So yeah, no time for the shavings, but it took me forever to get the ferro rod. Y'all saw how easy that was. Might as well use the one feather stick I got, right? Can y'all see the fire? Probably not, huh? We're getting there. So I'm going to do an actual true review on this knife. This is kind of initial unboxing, not really. Initial impressions is what I'll call it. My initial impression is that this thing's a freaking beast, and I really like it, and it's so freaking comfortable. It's insane. That said, I'm going to give it a couple weeks of hard ass use, because you see what I do to knives. I abuse the crap out of them, and I'm gonna see how it holds up. But as of now, highly recommend Beavercraft out of the Ukraine, just like BPS. Pretty sure it's out of the same factory as BPS. If anybody knows, let me know. Beavercraft, if you're watching, that'd be crazy if you were, but or BPS, y'all let us in on that little conundrum. But yes, fantastic freaking knife, love it so far, and we'll see how it holds up. But that's all I've got for now. This video is long as shit. I'll probably cut out some of it. Yeah, I definitely will, because nobody's gonna watch a 30-minute video. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around if you did. And if you're still here, you should definitely like this video and subscribe to my channel, because you watched all this shit. And to those that have already subscribed, thanks guys. You know, y'all's support means a lot. I really appreciate it. I enjoy doing this. I want to keep doing it. And that's all I got for you. I'm out.